Hi, church. I hope you're doing well. If you've hung in there and tuned into the Philippians devotions that I've been sharing throughout the pandemic, there's good news. We've made it to chapter 4. We are almost there. You've probably also noticed that I've been kind of on a unity kick. And there's a good reason for that. I mean, the obvious, right, is that our country and even the American church is so incredibly divided in our day. But more importantly, I've been on this kick because Scripture is on this kick. Scripture places such a high emphasis on our unity. Remember the words of Jesus, his prayer in John chapter 17. He said, he was praying that they, that is his followers, may all be one. As you, Father, are in me and I am in you, may they also be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. And what was Jesus praying for? He was praying for unity. Because our unity testified to his mission and ministry. It can't get more important than that, can it? In Philippians chapter 4, Paul addresses two disciples by name, saying, I urge you, Euodia, and I urge you, Syntyche, to be of the same mind in the Lord. Yes, and I ask you also, my loyal companion, help these women, for they have struggled beside me in the work of the gospel, together with Clement and the rest of my co-workers, whose names are in the book of life. Well, these aren't two church gossips kind of struggling over some peccadillos. These were two leaders in the church, two women mature in their faith who had contributed meaningfully and fruitfully alongside Paul in the advancement of the gospel. But their disagreement was jeopardizing all of that. Notice what Paul urges them, that they would be of the same mind in the Lord. And where have we heard that before? Oh, right, Philippians 2, right? The Christ hymn in Philippians 2, it's the theological center of this letter, right? We talked about that some time ago. But it's not surprising then that any conflict, any challenge that this church encountered should be worked out in light of what Paul says there. And for Paul, this is how you live and exist together as a people of God, reflecting Christ to the world. And Paul doesn't enter into who's orthodox and who's not. His concern is that in their disagreement, that they pursue Christ's likeness by being of the same mind. And so that's the first challenge for us today, to do exactly that, to continue to work out what it means to be of the same mind in the Lord with whom we don't agree. Again, we've talked about that at length. There's a second challenge here. I think the challenge for us today is to be like the loyal companion Paul mentions in verse 3. The one who Paul's encouraging to enter in as a peacemaker. So if we're Euodia or Syntyche, we pursue the same mind, right? Okay, that's clear. But if we feel like we're just standing on the sidelines thinking, I'm not divisive, right? I'm not involved, that's great. But our identity as children of God is not evidenced in our neutrality, but in the way we sow seeds that bring peace and healing. And Paul is challenging us to get involved, to step into the divide, to draw two together. That's no less than what Jesus called us to be when he called us peacemakers. May we be those who step into the center, and by Christ's power and presence, may we be a source of healing. Grace and peace.